Same five out there for the Tigers and the Crusaders. They inbound to Bridgeforth, 23 to play, clock running. Gonna find Winchester Jones, who's gonna go All-American against All-American. Winchester Jones against Isaiah Reed. Winchester Jones down to 10. Kriegel, Bridgeforth, down to 7. Bridgeforth gonna fire a three, and he hit it with 5.5 seconds left. They called a timeout, and the officials didn't call a technical. Jones to win the national championship, no, and it's over. Are you kidding me? The freshman with ice in those veins.
Coach, we'll start with you, 84-83, you win it. This guy next to me hits the shot. Let's just talk about that final play. You get a 30-second timeout. It's not a lot of time to draw something up. Right. What are you looking for in that situation on the final possession of the game?
Well, we drew up something, but what we drew up wasn't open. And to be honest with you, I didn't get to see the shot. Somebody went in front of me, and all of a sudden the bench went crazy, and I was seeing their player calling a timeout, and then all of a sudden we were celebrating. And I just, like I said, I'm at a loss because I was a little late to the party.
And Kellum, it looked like a play that had broken down a little bit. You're a freshman, the ball's in your hands, the clock's running down. What's going through your mind at that point, and why the decision to shoot the three? How hard was that for you?
Man, I just looked up, I saw 7 seconds left, and then I just wanted the game to be over, so I had to hit the shot.
Had to hit the shot.
Had to hit the shot. And it goes in, and you kind of talk about it. They're celebrating at that point, and Jay Jones comes down the floor. And from my vantage point, it looks like if that shot goes in, it would have counted. Just talk about that final 5.5 seconds after he hits that shot and the stress that goes along with that.
Didn't even see it.
Never saw any of it.
Like I said, I was always blocked out. I was trying to get behind, the officials where they always stand there, and I tried to get away from them. That's why I missed the shot.
What about the first?
Did we win?
You did win the game.
Okay.
You're a national champ.
My goodness.
For the 6th time. What about that first half? What did you guys do that allowed you to get out? I know you shot the ball well,
right.
But what else did you do that at halftime you're saying, hey, let's keep doing what we're doing?
Since they beat us the last time, we have worked on their press a lot. And I kept telling the guys, and he can verify this, if you beat their press, they got to get out of it. And we did that in the first half. The second half, we played tentative. And we never did what we're supposed to do there and attack the basket out of the press. And I think that was a difference. And man, give them credit. They made tons of shots and from distance, it's just crazy. But it doesn't get any better than that, though. And I feel for Great Lakes because, to have to lose like that, and when they played such an outstanding game and came back, and they're a great team. You wait and see. They will be back here. They will be back here.
They say teams take the personality of their coach. One of the things we said on the air is they weren't going to quit because he wasn't going to quit.
No.
But one of the things we said about your team, even in the midst of that wild play at the end of regulation, you were so calm, cool, and collected, and that was probably what this team needed. Just talk about the poise that – I want to hear the poise you have in the midst of those situations, but also the poise you were trying to still communicate and pass on to your guys.
The key is to wear it depends before you come out. But no, some of the coaches were, getting, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I just said, they know that if we're not calm, they're not calm. And, and we talk about that. So, and it was hard not to be emotional.
Absolutely.
And as far as Coach Westland, if I could get my players to play defense like he does on the sidelines, we would be great. He's a fantastic coach. And I told him I'm so proud of the job he did this year. First year coach. Oh
unbelievable. Yeah. Kellum, one other question. You 6 seniors get a national title today. I want to ask you, what those guys helped get you ready for this moment, the playing with Brandon, some of the upperclassmen, the Garrisons and Caleb Andersons, the Adam Kriegels, the Bernard Smiths, some of those upperclassmen, and then just what does it mean to you to be a part of a team that sends some of those guys out with a national championship?
Man, I'm just happy we could get them with a ring, because I know some of them made it so far and then just couldn't finish the mission, but I'm just happy we got them a ring. Finish the mission.
What's the biggest thing you learned this year from some of those guys? What did they teach you? What did you take from learning playing under those guys?
Well, before practice, I shoot with a lot of them. So obviously, they help me with my shooting because I'm not the best shooter. But clutch situations, I shoot with Caleb and Grant, and they got a high percentage clip. So.
Okay, and just talk this moment. Final question. to be a part of this in your first year. There's guys that will play 4 years and never have a moment like this. Just talk about how special this is, just what's going through your mind right now, and what an opportunity as a freshman in year number 1 to win a national. You're going to call somebody when we get done with this interview. Talk about what you're going to tell your mama when you make that call.
I'm going to call my mama. I know she's back home crying, but I'm just happy I got my first ring, and there's going to be 3 more after that.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Kellum. Outstanding.